All right. So we're moving on. And first we'll have Radhika, and she's going to come and talk to us about Stenotrophomonas, maltophilia, and holding them at bay. It's bacteria, y'all.
Good morning, everyone. Let's start by asking you a question. Have you ever had that one friend who was waiting for you to break up so that he can ask you out? Just when you are vulnerable, exposed, and on the brink of making a wrong decision, he grabbed the opportunity? Well, bacteria are very similar. We all know that we are surrounded by millions of bacteria, and most that cohabit with us are beneficial. Unless you are weak and immunocompromised to certain bacteria take over our bodies. One such opportunistic bacteria that I study that has been creating a nuisance in the lives of people suffering from cystic fibrosis is Stenotrophomonas maltophilia. Cystic fibrosis is a genetic disorder that has been governing the lives of around 40,000 people all across the USA. This is a picture of Bill Williams, and he was the game designer for Monopoly by Nintendo. He suffered from the same disease and died at a very young age of 37. People suffering from this disease have difficulty breathing due to the deposition of mucus or phlegm in their respiratory tract and lungs, followed by lung infection, where these opportunistic bacteria make a suitable home in these greasy mucus-filled places. The way this bacteria enters and settles inside our airways is with the help of a limb that can wiggle, called pili, that allows the bacteria to move around. Once this bacteria settles, it divides and produces more bacteria like itself to start a party, and ultimately forms a slimy layer called biofilm. With biofilm growth, there is further clogging up of the respiratory tract, which creates coughing, wheezing, and difficulty respiring. My thesis is focused on understanding how I can sabotage this limb formation, which can in turn disrupt the biofilm formation. There are three main limbs for this bacteria, which allows it to settle and form biofilm. With the complete and simultaneous amputation of all three limbs, contrary to the expected result of finding a bacteria that is so badly paralyzed that it can no longer dare to form a biofilm, we see, much to our disappointment, equal biofilm levels as that of a normal bacteria. This is something beyond our understanding, which we are delving deeper into. Apart from that, we know bacteria are extremely clever at adapting to adverse conditions. They change rapidly in unfavorable situations and escape immune responses, which makes them difficult to tackle. My research is also focused on understanding how they regulate this limb formation in such varied conditions inside a human being. Not very many antibiotics are efficiently capable of fighting this bacteria, and this is where we, scientists/superheroes, come in to study them and save the day. It is extremely important for us to understand the intricacy with which this bacteria functions and creates this limb so that we can fight it better. And I'm confident we shall discover it soon. Because in the words of Madame Curie, nothing in life is to be feared, it is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more so that we may fear less. Thank you.